the United States could be getting closer and closer to being under attack. This is a warning from the White House. This is a warning from Pentagon officials, from the FBI director, and Homeland Security. They all say that the United States is getting closer and closer to an attack. Now, today's video, I'm going to break down what is going on, why this is now part of the new discussions. These are the warnings. We are seeing there's travel advisories. Don't go to big cities. Don't go out of country. That's what we're seeing. Now I'm going to break down what's going on, so make sure you watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is happening. So when it comes to an attack against the United States, who could this potentially be from? Well, as of right now, the attacks are coming from Iran. Iran is the one country that is against what the United States is doing or not doing. Iranian-backed militias are telling the United States and asking the United States to tell Israel to agree to a ceasefire. And until Israel does, these groups will continue to hammer the United States. Now, we're not seeing attacks here on U.S. soil, at least not yet. But according to the FBI director, he says that this isn't out of the question. We have to stay vigilant because it could be coming. We've left our southern border open for so long. If people wanted to come in, terrorists wanted to come in to our country to just wait and potentially attack us at a later date, they had the time to do it. That's exactly what the FBI director is warning. But here's where things are getting somewhat out of hand. The U.S. and Iran-backed groups continue to trade fire in Syria and Iraq. This is what we have been talking about for a couple of weeks now, that Iran continues to hit the United States, hit troops, hit military bases. Now, we've had over 61 different attacks on U.S. troops and on U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria. And what has the United States' response been? It's been to attack ammo dumps, empty buildings, a command post. Right? That's it. We're not attacking the IRGC groups. We're not attacking personnel. And that's where some in the Pentagon are saying that is the problem. Now, I want to read you a couple things. First off, one of the things that we just learned is that on Friday, the United States issued sanctions against Iraq's Kataib Hezbollah militia. And they did that as a way of showing that we are not going to stand for what's happening. Because what is happening, and again on Friday as well, is there were 3 more attacks on U.S. bases. Okay? 3 more attacks. And the United States is accusing these different militia groups of attempting to bait the U.S. into a war. But why would another country, or why would these groups want to bait the United States into a war? What's the purpose? Well, according to multiple statements, the reason for this and what the Iranian-backed groups are saying is that their goal is to simply drain the United States. That's it. Because right now the United States is sending additional munition to Ukraine. We are helping out with Israel. If Israel needs anything, we will be there to provide that, right? So we're doing that. We're also trying to put together our own stockpile here in the U.S. At the same time, now we're using munitions to attack these different different Iranian-backed groups. But we're not actually attacking the groups. We're attacking ammo dumps, command posts, empty buildings, right? Storage facilities. That's what we're attacking. Now, on Friday, these 3 military bases, they bore the brunt of the attacks, okay? And they happened in both Iraq and in Syria. Now, the United States is being very concerned. They're being very, they don't want to go out with a full-on attack, okay? But what the Pentagon officials are now telling us is they don't believe that what President Biden is doing is going to do enough. What the Pentagon is saying is they have given President Biden different options. Instead of just a simple airstrike, and on certain buildings, we can attack different groups. We can attack, certain cities, right, where they're at. We can do different things. President Biden is sticking with sanctions and a few different air attacks. That's it. Airstrikes. That's all he's doing. And the Pentagon officials believe that this is not enough, because all it's going to take now, according to the Pentagon and many White House officials, is a miscalculation or a mishap from either side, and this could send us to war. Now, I bring this to your attention because right now there's so many different things happening where the United States is not technically in a war. However, we are backing people that are in wars. For instance, Ukraine and Israel. But what we are hearing now, and we actually saw today, this morning, that the United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, he traveled from Poland to Kyiv in Ukraine to meet with President Zelensky, because he wanted to let them know that the Russia invasion into Ukraine could actually come back. We could see Ukraine lose more of what Russia started to attack, and then Ukraine won back. We could see Russia get it all back, because what we are hearing right now is that, according to President Zelensky out of Ukraine, is that since this war between Israel and Hamas started, Ukraine has received less munitions from the United States and other countries, which is worrisome because the United States fully backs Ukraine. So what Lloyd Austin actually said this morning, he said that the Russian invasion into Ukraine matters to the rest of the world. It's not just a Ukrainian problem. He went on to say that the United States would continue to support Ukraine for the long haul. So, with that said, here's what I want to warn you on. The United States continues to provide, support to Ukraine and provide support to Israel. We are attempting to pass a bill that would send humanitarian aid to Gaza. However, these things are very slow. Right now, Congress is on recess. Congress will not come back until next week. When they do come back, they will only have a short amount of time to pass any bill, whether it's for additional aid to Ukraine, additional aid to Israel, humanitarian aid to Gaza. We don't know. But what we do know, Iran is not going to stop attacking U.S. troops until there is a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. As of right now, this is not happening. We've heard so many different reports that the ceasefire is getting close. But over the past 3 weeks, a ceasefire has been close many times. The problem is it hasn't been agreed to. And once it's agreed to, will both sides actually do what they say they're going to do? Will they hold up to their end of the deal? That's what we don't know. So this is why I'm bringing this to you. Because right now, there's a greater risk that the United States could be under attack. It will likely not be here on U.S. soil unless it's from U.S. citizens. Okay? This is where things get very interesting, very tricky. Because now we're seeing protests. There's pro-Palestinian protests. There's March for Israel. There's these different protests and rallies that if we see these two come together, that's where we could see attacks. That's where we could see what some are saying a potential terrorist attack here on U.S. soil. So, as we get more information as to what is going on, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of this morning. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.